It's not just you. When I divorced my ex-wife and all the dirty laundry was aired out in court with my mom present, she cried so much. After it was over and done with, I told her, hey, I won. I'm free of her. I've got custody and the visitation schedule is really on my side. What's wrong? And she told me then, I was so concerned with raising you to be a good man that I never thought about teaching you about good women. I was physically, emotionally, and verbally abused daily for 8 years, and the entire time I tried to hide it because I thought there had to be a problem with me. It wouldn't have happened if I'd been a better man. I know better now. I'm really sorry that happened to you. I'm glad to know you're in a better situation now. It really should be a thing where parents teach their kids to be kind and respectful to everyone. We should normalize saying treat everyone with respect instead of saying treat women/men with respect. There's nothing more badass than treating a woman everyone with respect. Mr. Tog High Five Flexington. I'm not sure if you mean A, telling a woman how she should treat a man she's romantically involved with, B, telling a woman how she should treat men in general without romantic involvement, or C and D, telling a man the same things as A and B. A little bit of both. I'm pretty sure that if you post this to ask women you'll get wildly different replies. Maybe they're not told how to treat men, exact words, but have you never seen a woman being chastised because men don't like it when women are like that? You probably have. But even beyond that, I commonly see men expressing how they want women to treat them. And that's probably just the tip of the iceberg that /I can see. *REMOVED4DERAILING*. Generally that was rolled into the gender roles assigned to women as the caretakers of the family, and they were told how to physically treat their husband, have dinner ready every day, keep the house clean for him, etc. How to treat a man emotionally has never been pushed, because usually even men don't know how they should be treated, or how to treat each other. How to treat a man emotionally has never been pushed, because usually even men don't know how they should be treated. I think the reason for that was because men were expected to not be emotionally disturbed. If you had problems, you fix it on your own. You don't talk to your wife to help you. In a sense, men were expected to brave the world on their own. People should be treated the same. The gender is irrelevant. People are all very different. They don't all like to be treated the same way. You're right to say that gender is irrelevant, but that isn't the only difference between people. For every man that says X is what men want from women, there's men that would never expect or want to be treated that way. Same goes for how women want to be treated too. UHMLMFAO, I'm a woman, but I need to comment on this from the very beginning. Like since I was like 8 I have been told how to treat and behave in front of men. My father, male cousins and my future husband, but I guess that's on religion and culture. My family is not particularly religious. We are secular Jews, and, as a group, we are not exactly known for our traditional gender roles, and I still heard things like this. But the main difference in how women are told to treat men and men are told to treat women is women are told how to be safe around men, how to avoid being victimized. Men are told how to be respectful and nice. A lot of the time it's just how not to be a misogynist. 101. Well, this is a dumpster fire of a comment section. It's like arguing that it should be all lives matter instead of Black Lives Matter. The problem is that men mistreating women is a much more widespread problem with more severe outcomes if left unchecked. Men are afraid that women will laugh at them. Women are afraid that men will kill them. Margaret Atwood. I'd imagine it's because men are treated as more expendable and women are treated more as objects, instead of just recommending everyone interacts with everyone as a person first. No one will see this, but here we go. Men are taught to do things, i.e. how to treat a woman, what to do to make her happy / keep her etc. Women are taught who to be, to keep a man happy, to be sweet, thin, a homemaker, etc. I see it and this is unfortunate true. I don't know why women can't be dudes as well. As many others have already said, it depends on where you come from, but the reason is because men and women are different. In today's modern society, we are seeing the expansion of women's freedoms into the man's world. able to pick up and do all the things men have always been expected to do for generations. However, there is little to no support for men taking on traditionally women's roles. Stay-at-home fathers are still largely looked down on because men are still held to their socially traditional roles, even though now they have to compete with women in roles and jobs that didn't used to have that competition. This is creating an imbalance in society, where there are too many providers and not enough caregivers, but men are shamed for being caregivers. Biologically, socially, traditionally, the perspectives we hold of the opposite gender do not disappear after 1 or 2 generations. And not just that, but most of men's social outlooks on how to treat women were based on misogyny and oppression, not equal opportunity and respect. That leaves the modern man with little to go off of, and even less for women to use as reference. Women get this talk, and we get it a lot earlier, it just sounds different. You have to learn to cook. Men love women who can cook. You gotta keep a clean house for your man. Make sure you have something to bring to the table, so you're equal with your man. We are told early on how to dress to attract and keep men, how to pad their egos, how to support them and their endeavors. It happens. Oh okay, thank you. Yeah, that is exactly different from what I hear. As a woman, I've been told how to treat men my whole life. The problem is probably that it was the wrong advice. Protect the male ego and make sure all their physical needs are met. Is what it all basically boiled down to. If you can do those 2 things successfully, you have a better shot at not being abused, and it's the only way you can have any control or say in decision making. According to my 1970s upbringing, it's pretty rude towards men, in my opinion, as it leans more toward manipulation than seeing a man as fully human. On the other hand, my mom and grandmother lived in a world where they couldn't get a decent job, own a home, or get a credit card without a man's signature, so I can understand why they tried to teach me the best tools for surviving in that world. The patriarchal society hurts everyone. This is the traditional advice that needs to go as soon as possible, because men and women are both worse off for it. Lol, women hear it all the time from childhood to death. Learn to cook, clean, dress, shave, and act for a man. It's as if as an individual, you don't need it. Seeing the comment section, parents must have different settings depending on whether their child is a boy or a girl. It's kind of sad how many of us aren't taught to care for people like us. I guess it's lonelier for men, since you don't move in groups like women do. In your experience, is it? This looks like it could be a separate question tbh. I'm a fab, but from what I heard from male and FTM friends, it is way more lonely from the perspective of a man. Like there's not such an easy access to comfort, and a lot of women default to being defensive around men because, well, creeps. And then when all you see is women being defensive, you start to take it personally, while it's just a symptom of an overall issue. You wanna make a guy happy, you go out to the kitchen, without him saying shit, you make a sandwich, you get him a beer, you walk out, you give it to him, you don't say a word, and you just fucking leave. Treat others how you want to be treated. Doesn't always work. Some people are assholes, no matter what you do. Honestly, most men have such low standards. From the many men I've talked to, they've said they want sex and to have a wife who can cook. Because narratives and messaging is aimed towards women in majority of media. The reasoning is because as consumers, they spend more. Are you kidding? From the Victorian age till the 80s there were literally handbooks on this is how you treat a man/your man. You do realize that was multiple generations ago, right? I'm a firm believer in the golden rule, don't be a dick. I think it kinda covers all kinds of people. Woman here. Thinking on it. For most of my life, I wasn't even taught to view men as like people. They were always things to be watched out for, avoided, managed. The language used around me about boys and men was objectifying in its own way. I think with so much emphasis on how to avoid predators, it's easy to forget that men are just people too. My boyfriend likes the color purple pop music, flowers, wine by the pool, when I hold the door for him, and other things, because those are nice things people like. In trying to protect our girls and women from the worst people, I think we've dehumanized and even demonized men as a whole. I think I'm still guilty of it after so many horrible experiences at the hands of some men, but I forget how many wonderful men I have in my life who deserve to be treated with love and kindness rather than the default suspicion and anger. I truly wish more people had your perspective. You're never told that because you're not a woman. Did you ever think about that? Exactly. Telling women to laugh at his jokes, smile, and be submissive are as old as our race.